Good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Austin Lewis here, coming to you guys with a stimulus update. Now, just to share with you guys, if you are brand new here watching this video, make sure and do me a favor, like this video if you guys receive some value in this video, as well as if you are brand new, then definitely go subscribe. Check out my other videos on this channel. It would certainly be appreciated. Now, obviously, hopefully you guys are enjoying your day. I'm gonna kind of dive into, some of the most important things in terms of, the proposals that are being proposed. Obviously, some by the Democrats, some by the Republicans. I'm gonna kind of just share with you guys ultimately, the most important ones that it is that, maybe you and I really need to be paying attention to. Obviously, there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of things that you might be hearing and that actually might not even be relevant. So my goal for you here in this video is for those of you that are watching to ultimately know what proposals are actually important, what proposals to actually pay attention to, and we're gonna dive right into it. So, first and foremost, I think one of the most important ones, and ultimately your and I's favorite, and that happens to be the Emergency Money for the People Act. Now, obviously, just my initial thought before I dive into you guys of what that ultimately is. I think this is ultimately number one. I think the Congress are really taking a hard look at this one out of the ones I'm going to be sharing with you that I do think are important, and obviously we'll include the new one, and that happens to be the Monthly Economic Crisis Act, the new bill that they're looking at proposing. But the Emergency Money for the People Act, I think, is on the top priority for the Congress to actually, push on to the Senate, then obviously to push on to the president to sign this. And, what that exactly looks and feels like is obviously 16 and over age will get $2,000 a month. If you are under 16 years old, or that dependent or that legal guardian will then earn $500 a month per dependent that they have. Up to 3, obviously, we've heard that as well. Again, if you are single and you have 3 kids, you cannot make more than $130,000 a year. If you are together with a spouse, your guys' yearly income cannot, be over $260,000 a year. What I love about this act, honestly, guys, is that there's over 100,000 petitions now. So if you guys haven't gone ahead, my extreme goal is to get this petition to over 500,000 votes, and that way the Congress, the United States president, they actually see that this is something that needs to happen. We need to be earning $2,000 a month, if you are over the age of 16. And you guys do need to be earning $500 a month per kiddo that you guys actually do have, assuming you make less than $130,000 a year if you're single, and assuming you make less than $260,000 a year if you have a spouse. Now, obviously, like I said, go do that petition. Go make that happen. I'll put the link in my bio as well, or in my description, so you guys can go definitely sign for that petition. Now, obviously, leading into number 2, the Democrats are talking about rent and mortgage cancellation. Now, obviously, I've posted another video very similar in talking about how this ultimately makes a lot of sense. If you are not employed and if you are not having steady income come in on a monthly or daily or weekly basis, then ultimately you should be free of your mortgage. You should be free of rent, and that should be a cancellation. And I truly believe that. And I think that it makes sense just due to the fact of the situation that each of us are in. The only downside to this, ultimately this act is just, or this bill is that it's going to get the rich richer, right? And really what I mean by that is just take a look at this, right? If you are the one that doesn't own your house, and your house, that person bought it for, $75,000 or $100,000, and your rent payment is $500 a month, then the rich get richer here. And why? Because obviously, the income that you might be making through unemployment or whatever might be 25% of, you know, $500, or that $500 is 25% of that. But, you know, take a look at the individual that actually owns that house. You know, now that person doesn't have to pay that $50,000 or $70,000 or $80,000 or $100,000 mortgage right now, and therefore, you know, I think that bill just kind of speaks highly to, or speaks more to individuals that earn, you know, way more money than your average individual. Before I even want to talk about rent and mortgage cancellation, I definitely want to dive into and see the payroll tax cut first, you know, before we even jump into, because I truly believe that people need to start seeing money. You guys need to start seeing money. I believe that you should start seeing the money before anything else actually gets talked about and happening. And that's again why I really like the bill, and that is the Emergency Money for the People Act. Just because that gets money in your guys' hands, our hands, you know, that extra $2,000 a month, I think could absolutely help individuals. Now, you know, moving on to the new bill, right? The Monthly Economic Crisis Act, right? Obviously, you guys know that's $2,000 for everybody, literally everyone. It's very similar to the Emergency Money for the People Act, but it's kind of got a different spin because, you know, now you're going to be earning $2,000 a month per person in that household, right? So, you know, here I would earn $2,000 a month, and then I have my spouse that would also earn $2,000 a month, and then let's just say I have another kiddo, which I don't have a kid, but if you have a kid, you're then going to earn $2,000 a month rather than that $500 a month that we talk about in the Emergency Money for the People Act. So now you're looking at $6,000 a month in income ultimately, but it's not considered income that you are going to be receiving. Now, the interesting part about the Monthly Economic Crisis Act is that they're looking at backdating it for March. So, you know, ultimately that would mean, you know, 3 months would go by. So therefore, if you had 3 individuals, you'd be getting paid $18,000 literally all at once, which, you know, that to me seems a little bit interesting. That scares me a little bit just because, you know, most people don't have $18,000 hit their bank account in literally a matter of a day. So, you know, that is what's interesting. Again, this is just a new bill that was literally proposed, and that's literally what the update is currently right now. Now, obviously, again, if you're watching this video, then definitely make sure and go smash the like button, because I would certainly appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, make sure and subscribe. We appreciate it. Go check out other videos on my channel. But, you know, I really do enjoy and like this Emergency Money for the People Act. I do believe that it is obviously a top priority just due to the fact of multiple different reasons. And it makes the most sense to make, you know, 16 and older $2,000 a month, and then $500 a month if you have a kiddo and less. The $2,000 per person, again, getting that $18,000 deposit over the 3 months, because that's literally what would happen. They wouldn't just pay you $6,000 a month every month. They would literally pay you 18 grand up until right now, and then they pay you $6,000 a month. I just don't see that, you know, actually ultimately passing, right? So, you know, the Emergency Money for the People Act, obviously all of you guys need to do is definitely go vote in that petition. And that way we have a much higher chance of actually getting this bill passed. Again, like I've said in other videos, this $2,000 might not end up being $2,000. It might be $1,500. It might be $1,000. Again, we will just see at the end of the day. Again, there's going to be a lot of new updates that are going to be coming up this week. So if you guys haven't already, make sure and smash the thumbs up button and smash that subscribe button if you guys are brand new, just due to the fact that I will be giving you guys some stimulus updates. I will be coming with you guys with the freshest news every single day. So drop in the comment section below. I would love to hear kind of what, you know, which bill you actually think is going to be, you know, passed. I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on the Emergency Money for the People Act. I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on the Monthly Economic Crisis Act, that new bill that was passed. I would love to hear what that is. If you guys could drop in the comment section below, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, that allows other people to go and look at those comments and see what you guys are ultimately saying. So again, that was today's new stimulus package updates and proposal updates. I just wanted to kind of run through those with you guys so that you guys can see what's really the most important ones to actually be paying attention to. And again, like I said, tomorrow I will come to you guys with an update. So I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for watching this video. Austin Lewis here saying we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.